Welcome back to Chelsea News. Welcome one and all, how you doing my friends? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well today, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series. That's right, daily series here on Chelsea, where I keep you posted with Wagwan with Chelsea News. 3 stories to talk about today, as per the normal custom. Frank Lampard has confirmed la situation avec Fikayo Tomori and perhaps his likely departure this month. A few words on that, end quotes. Declan Rice has declared his love for Chelsea, and although Manchester United are very interested, he is unlikely to go there. And of course, Dayot Upamecano, the £40 million man that could prove to be an excellent bargain to any elite team who wants him, and that could be Chelsea by the looks of things. Strap yourselves in, get comfortable, consider subscribing if you're new to Football Therapy, daily videos of course, so do have that bell notifications icon switched on. Please drop a like to show your support to me in Football Therapy, that means a lot. And let me tell you that Chelsea News is of course brought to you by OneFootball. OneFootball is a completely free application that you can have on your phone, or indeed you can use on the computer, that keeps you locked to Chelsea news like this show, statistics, fixtures, lineups, transfer news, general news, everything you would ever need, all on your phone for completely free. So do yourself the favour and check out OneFootball simply by clicking the link in the top of the description. It's excellent, do check it out. Right then, let's take a deep breath and let's get into the first story of today. And that is Declan Rice. Both Chelsea and Manchester United have expressed a great interest for Declan Rice, who has performed incredibly well this season. Declan Rice has been defensively astute, he's been good at progressing the ball, and he's demonstrated leadership skills on the pitch, all at the age of 21 years old. He's the type of player that both Manchester United, Chelsea, and actually other clubs could really do with locking down. He's reportedly told people around him that he is not interested in going to Manchester, despite heavy interest from Manchester United, and you can understand why they'd like him. Even though Scott McTominay's been good for them of late, Declan Rice makes them better. He wants to go to Chelsea. He's a Chelsea boy, he's a blue, and he wants to join Frank Lampard's project. Here's a quote from today's source for this story, the Metro. Chelsea and Manchester United have both expressed interest in signing Rice, who West Ham fear will leave the club in the summer. Rice started at Chelsea's academy before being released at the age of 16, and Stamford Bridge appears to be the versatile star's favoured destination if he leaves East London. Man United have recently joined Chelsea in the race to sign Declan Rice, but the Daily Mirror says he's told friends that he would prefer to stay in London. Rice may feel he has unfinished business at Chelsea and will be tempted to join his best pal and England teammate Mason Mount at Stamford Bridge. People around Declan Rice have all proclaimed he is a Chelsea fan and he would like to come and join the project. Not so much about his best mate Mason Mount, but seeing that he would be valued at Stamford Bridge and being a Chelsea fan, that can only help. Right then, let's move on to the next story in today's video, and let's talk about Fikayo Tomori. Something that I've spoken about here on Football Therapy before, the curious case of Fikayo Tomori, player of the season at Derby, a Frank Lampard favourite that he brought into the Chelsea fold when he became Chelsea manager, performed well next to Zuma, scored a golazo against Wolves, and generally was another feel-good story in the Chelsea Academy revolution. Now, loads of Chelsea fans really do like Fikayo Tomori, and they have good reason to. Unparalleled pace as a centre-half, generally an exciting young academy prospect. Well, not so young now, I think he's probably about 22, 23. A lot of people have condemned Frank Lampard for not playing him lately, but the thing is, Frank Lampard is the one that insisted he came into the first team and signed him onto a new deal, and pretty much gave him this current player profile he has. Now, a lot of people don't see what happens behind the scenes. It had been reported from people from The Athletic that he perhaps is not training as well as he could be, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But the fact of the matter is, Frank Lampard is the reason why he's got a high profile at the moment. And Fikayo Tomori does have a lot of admirers around European football, and apparently a lot in France in Ligue 1, which is interesting. So he never needed a shop window in these games. He's been wrapped up because the plan is to send him out on loan. I'm going to read you an extract from the Evening Standard, today's source, to give you some further context on the Fikayo Tomori situation. Fikayo Tomori looks set to go on loan this month, Frank Lampard has confirmed. The Chelsea centre-back barely featured this season after making his first team breakthrough last term. Lampard still hopes the 23-year-old will be able to establish himself at Stamford Bridge, but his decision to leave him out of the starting lineup against Morecambe was evidence of how far down the pecking order he is. Despite injury to Andreas Christensen, Lampard opted to play Kurt Zouma and Antonio Rudiger for the 4-0 FA Cup third-round win on Sunday. Afterwards, the Chelsea manager revealed Tomori could be on his way out during this window. Lampard said, "The situation with Fikayo is open at the moment, in that he might go on loan to get some games. But that would have to be the right decision for both him and the club. His attitude has been fantastic in terms of working, training and how he is." So that's interesting. Frank Lampard saying behind the scenes he is being very good. So maybe that's of late, or maybe that's just a generic managerial response. The point being, the club do value Fikayo Tomori and see value in him going out on loan to a Premier League club, to a Ligue 1 club, whatever, getting starting minutes. I think that's going to be the main important thing for Fikayo Tomori. If he goes out on loan, he needs to be a starting centre-half and really demonstrate his ability, so hopefully he can make a glorious return to the Chelsea first team. Who knows, maybe even be that replacement for Thiago Silva moving forwards, although there are reports that Chelsea do want to bring in another world-class, top-tier centre-half to partner, who knows, Zouma or whoever seems most capable in the absence of Thiago Silva moving forwards. So that moves us on nicely to our next and final story about Dayot Upamecano. Right, so Upamecano, the Leipzig defender, loads and loads of clubs want Dayot, an absolute world-class French centre-half. Had a few wobbles of late, but in terms of his general all-round performance, Upamecano is top tier. He's such a young player, yet he's demonstrated such versatility in his defensive game. He's got great technical ability, he's very strong and dominant in his area, he can win aerial duels, he can pass well, very much the up-and-coming centre-half. I've heard European football experts talk about Dayot Upamecano, people who know a lot more about football than I, saying he's the next best thing, he could be the best centre-half in the world. Now, that's appealing, isn't it? I thought he was destined to go to Manchester City before they signed Diaz. He's available, and the rumours and reports are Dayot Upamecano's release clause is only £40 million. Oh! It's another situation like with Timo Werner. We got him for pretty darn good. Yes, he's been in poor form of late. Of course, he scored against Morecambe, but he was worth a lot of money. Everyone said the money that Chelsea bought Timo Werner for was a steal. Similarly, this is the situation for Dayot Upamecano. Right, let's read you an extract from today's Dayot Upamecano source to give you some more context on said story. Chelsea are just one of many of Upamecano's admirers. However, with Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich all mentioned as potential suitors in a report from the Daily Mail, the report exclaims that Upamecano's £40 million release clause will come into effect at the end of the season, and Chelsea are interested in meeting that price to trigger a deal. The 22-year-old could undoubtedly shine at any of those clubs mentioned, and it will be interesting to see which project entices him most. There lies the interesting bit, which project entices him most. Chelsea are a developing project. He probably will have the pick of any club he wants. You know, I reeled off a few names there of loads of clubs that will be happy to take Upamecano, you know, a young world-class talent player for such a reasonable price tag. But if he indeed is looking for a long-term project, look no further than Chelsea Football Club, one of the many clubs that are willing to meet the release clause price. Chelsea have loads of young up-and-coming super talent. Think about it, his mate Timo Werner is already there. He'll know Kai Havertz from the Bundesliga as well. We've got French people in the squad, Giroud if he stays, Zouma, N'Golo Kante. He'll fit right in at Chelsea if you ask me. So maybe, if he is indeed looking for an enticing long-term project, Chelsea could be the one. If they are looking for this super top-tier centre-half to lead Chelsea forwards, perhaps look no further than Dayot Upamecano. So what do you guys think? I'm really keen to get your thoughts and opinions. As always, of course, please jump down into the comment section below and express said thoughts, opinions, emotions, because I'll be down there reading them. If you have enjoyed the content today, please do consider dropping a like. It really does help me out a lot. Anything else? That's probably it for me today. swing by tomorrow for more Chelsea news. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I love me, bitch.